I really enjoy the nature of our PhD program in that a lot of the days look different from each other, especially once you're finished with classes and things. You really do set your own schedule depending on your PI and the nature of your lab and stuff. But I really enjoy the freedom of making my own schedule like that and kind of seeing what the day brings me. So some days I spend 2 or 3 hours walking alligators in a temperature controlled room and kind of just having them in front of high-speed cameras and seeing what we could collect there. Other days we do surgeries on the animals and we collect really cool data on their muscles. So those are the things that are like really exciting. Those are like the really fun days in lab. But realistically, a lot of days, like day to day, is kind of managing your schedule, organizing your schedule, emails, reading a lot of. You should be doing a lot of reading and writing, especially after you're done with classes and things. That's what you need to do to fill your time and to graduate on time.
So I would wake up at like around 9 a.m. and then get ready to come on to lab. So thankfully the course load at UCI is like much less than like Cal State Fullerton's master's course load. So like I didn't have that many classes. I was able to be in lab frequently my first year. So I was still in the training phase. So I would like come to lab and then I'll either like watch Nefertiti do lab work or we'll do it together. Or Donovan will teach us how to like do a standard curve. So my first year was mostly just like learning the ropes of the techniques we're doing in lab specifically. And I usually leave campus around 4 or 5 p.m. Then head home and figure out what to do after that.
I work a lot on the computer, especially now being kind of a more senior grad student. So early on it was a lot of setting up experiments and running experiments, and now most of it is just analyzing data, creating figures, looking at my data. Now I'm kind of into the writing stages, so a typical day will be, start working on probably some reading or writing, and then start working on some coding or some statistics or something, or some models, that kind of stuff.
My average day, I guess, usually looks like reading papers or trying to read at least one paper a day. It consists of, at the moment, trying to set up my experiment and also practicing gut physio techniques, like doing assays and things.
I think it depends on where I'm at. I think my first year, it was a lot of classes and a lot more reading and trying to think. And now I'm a third year now, so now it's a little more different. It's more lab work and analyzing data, writing, troubleshooting things.
I would say probably before I advanced, there was a lot more of me in lab, like still doing experiments and stuff. And yeah, just still like doing like wet lab work and I guess somewhat analysis as well. Whereas more after I've advanced, I've noticed that it's more like along the writing lines of work and like actually trying to like understand and relate my work to like other literature and other studies, and it's, yeah, so I guess it has changed a bit since I've advanced.
It's sort of weird because there isn't really like an average day. Some days, like the hat I'm wearing is I'm a TA all day, like it's all labs all day. I wake up and I get ready to TA, and then by the end of the day I'm like so burnt out from doing 2 lab sections that I just like am done with working for the day. And other days it's like I'll spend all day doing digitizing on the computer, which is just like collecting data. And then like depending on what season it is, I might be out in the field collecting insects, or just meetings all day with advisors, committee meetings, things like that.
So early on, I'd say like the average day that I had was more heavily influenced by like the classes that I was taking. So like those first 2 years is really when you're taking a lot of classes. And obviously like I've TA'd my entire time here, or most of the time that I've been here. And so like that can take up a lot of time during the year. And then you're just trying to squeeze in whatever research you can fit in during those times. And then the further along I've gotten, I'm a 4th year now, I've found more and more time for research since you're taking fewer and fewer classes. So yeah, now a lot of my time is just spent, you know, analyzing data, and then, you know, it only takes me a couple days to collect like an entire experiment's worth of data. So most of my time is spent like processing that data, looking at it, combing it over, analyzing it, stuff like that.
Average day during experiments is a lot of seawater changes in buckets and beakers, putting tiny larvae on microscopes or on microscope slides and visualizing them without killing them, and praying and hoping that they don't die every day. Non-experiment times, shit tons of planning. Lots of emailing people, because whoever said a PhD is independent work, I don't know what drug they were on. There's no way to do it by yourself, at least not in my experience. So it's a lot of emailing and coordinating and honestly picking people's brains who are experts at this stuff and know what they're doing.